Hi, I'm Wilhelm. Most people seem to be afraid of dying. But what if everything we've been taught about death is incomplete? Let's explore the greatest secret about death that most people have never heard of.
We have heard this before, that you and I are spiritual beings who are having a human experience. As spiritual beings, we are eternal and immortal, but while we walk this earth, our time here is limited, very limited. Modern science is working hard to cure death, which they consider a disease. After all, our cells keep renewing themselves, so in theory, our body could last forever. Scientists believe that once they find the right genetic key, we might live indefinitely or at least a few hundred years more. But do we really want that? Those who dream of eternal life on earth may not realize what a profound gift death actually is. Without death, our spiritual evolution could easily be doomed. Why is it so? A long time ago, in the higher spiritual realms, we had a light-filled, radiant spirit body, where every thought and feeling can be seen by everyone. There were no secrets, no masks, no deceptions. But over eons of time, we have become very selfish and self-centered and now incarnate as souls into a physical human body. And here is the problem. This dense physical body now hides everything that's going on inside. We can smile outwardly while secretly judging. We can act kindly outwardly while holding resentment. We can speak sweetly outwardly while thinking negatively about that person. And because the results of our actions don't always show up right away, we often don't see the spiritual harm we are creating by feeling, thinking, speaking, and acting negatively. These inner imprints, our emotions, our habits, all unloving thoughts, words, and actions, get stored among other places in our soul, in our body, the Akashic records, and most importantly, in the repository planets, from where they eventually come back to us as karma, in this or a future lifetime. And that's where the grace of death comes in. When the soul leaves the mortal body behind at the moment of death, it can no longer hide itself. Everything becomes visible. Every thought, every feeling, every action. We see ourselves clearly as if looking into a mirror. That moment of truth, often also described as a life review, helps us understand who we really are and what still needs to be purified and healed. As Gabriele wrote in her book Living and Dying to Keep Living, death is the way to ourselves. Because death shows us who we truly are. Without these pauses between lives, we would easily keep piling up more and more soul burdens and drift farther and farther from our divine origin. Think of how many elderly people, instead of growing better with age, grow bitter, more resentful, angry, and even hostile. Each of these emotions creates new karmic burdens. So death isn't a punishment, it's an act of grace. Oscar Wilde illustrated this beautifully in The Picture of Dorian Gray. Dorian's face remains young and handsome, but his portrait painting hidden in his house, the image of his soul, grew more grotesque with every horrendous sin and selfish act. Dorian fooled everyone, but in the end, his portrait revealed who he truly was. Fortunately, we don't have to wait until we die to begin that process. Every day, life gives us gentle reminders through the daily building blocks, like people who challenge us, moments that test our patience, situations that invite forgiveness and love. If we do daily self-recognition and listen to our conscience, we can begin clearing our inner slate right now. So when we stop seeing death as an enemy and start seeing it as a loving opportunity for truth, renewal, and freedom, everything changes. We no longer cling to this temporary earthly life. We begin to trust the greater rhythm of existence. And when our moment of natural death comes, we can then accept it as what it truly is, an opportunity for complete self-examination, a sacred passage, a gateway back home to the magnificent eternal life that awaits us in the spiritual realms of the divine.
So who needs earthly immortality or longevity when we can live eternally in the blissful realm of the absolute reality, our true home? If you wish to learn more about this, I recommend this little book called Living and Dying in Order to Keep Living by Gabriele. A link to this book is beneath this video, as well as all the links to the various videos that I have mentioned before. As always, it has been a privilege to have been with you. Please don't forget to subscribe and rate this video, and I see you in my next one.